My name is Sarah Mayab, and my pronouns are she, they. I am happy to serve on your board of trustees. I am a middle-aged, pale, freckled, with wild green hair, a colorful scarf. I'm not wearing tangly earrings, which my script says. And I skipped a... Our speakers briefly visually describe ourselves to better welcome people with visual impairments and anyone who may be listening or watching, more than watching online. Welcome. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones. If this is your first time here in person, please stop by the greeter stand out in the gallery for your visitor's gift. Everyone can use the QR code to access our order of service and to let us know that you are here. Volunteers will be available in Beach Hall after the service to share getting to know you information. And whether it's your first time here, or if you've been a member since 1962 when Rod Serling of the Twilight Zone was our guest speaker, you're welcome to chat with me or another board member to learn more about who we are and what we value here. Join the archives team back here after the service to discuss what was happening in our church during the 1960s. While we can't confirm the rumor that Rod Serling was a member, he was married here. We are now seeking youth group advisors, paid sitters, soup chefs for next Sunday, and cookie donations for the cookie fair on December 15th. Contact Amber Scott. There, she's back there in green, to get involved. Pick up a green bag in the gallery to fill with hygiene items for Ohio Feed and Read. Contact I'm going to try this one more time, Angelino, there we go, to help pack, load, and distribute these much-needed items. Everyone is welcome to gather with friends and chosen family at the First UU on Thanksgiving. Please bring a nut-free side to share, or just bring yourself. If possible, RSVP to Laura. Is Laura here? Okay. All those who are grieving or feeling blue during the holiday season are welcome to join us for our annual Sorrow at This Season service on Wednesday, December 4th at 7 p.m. First UU is now composting, and you can too. Columbus has a free composting program and several drop-off sites. For all these announcements and more, see your order of worship or this week's Friday news for more details. Please rise in body and spirit to sing our opening hymn, For All That Is Our Life, number 128 in your gray hymnal.
For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad. For needs which others serve, for services we give, for work and its rewards, for hours of rest and love, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life, for sorrow we must bear, for failures, pain, and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life, for all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad.
Good morning. I am the Reverend Kathleen Fowler. My pronouns are she and her, and I am a retired community minister. I've never described myself before, so I am a white woman. I'm middle 70s. I have changing hair, shortened hair that's changing. I have a multicolored jacket on and a blue stole. We begin this service by acknowledging that we gather on land stolen from the Wyandotte, Miami, Seneca, Erie, Shawnee, Delaware, and Cayuga people, many of whom were forcibly removed from Ohio. We support the Native American Indian Center of Central Ohio in their Land Back campaign. And we know that our community has more to do to be in solidarity and true relationship with this land and those indigenous to it.
Good morning. I am Reverend Kelly McNeil. My pronouns are she, her, and I serve this congregation as your minister of congregational life. I am a white woman in her mid-30s with long, dark purple hair and black glasses. I'm wearing a rainbow stole and a black sweater. Let us enter into the spirit of worship with these opening words from Voices from the Margins, entitled Each Day by Kristen Harper. Each day provides us with an opportunity to love again, to hurt again, to embrace joy, to experience unease, to discover the tragic. Each day provides us with the opportunity to live. This day is no different, this hour no more unique than the last, except maybe today, maybe now, among friends and fellow journeyers, maybe for the first time, maybe silently, we can share ourselves. I invite us now to rise in body or in spirit while our children meet Amber and Gus back in the back of the sanctuary to prepare to bring in the light. Please turn to your neighbor to introduce yourself. right. All right. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Our children are now bringing in the light.
Our chalice lighting this morning comes from Leslie Takahashi Morris. All that we have ever loved and all that we have ever been stands with us on the brink of all that we aspire to create: a deeper peace, a larger love, a more embracing hope, a greater spirit of generosity, a deeper joy in this life we share.
Thank you, Connor, for your help lighting our chalice this morning. Good morning. I'm Amber Scott, your Director of Religious Exploration, and my pronouns are she, they. I am a white femme millennial with long, chaotic, fiery dyed hair, and I am wearing a green sweater. Today's story is called May We Have Enough to Share, written by Indigenous author Richard Van Camp with photographs by T. and Bannock, a collective blog of Indigenous women photographers. May we have enough to share to know the sweetness of every day. May we have enough to share our homes, our food, our stories, our laughter. May we have snuggles, cuddles, sniffs, and kisses. May we have hugs to warm each other's hearts. May the success and joy we see inspire our own dreams and wishes. May we have enough to lighten each other's sorrows. May we have enough to help. May we have enough to explore life's sweet mystery around us every day. May we have room to grow and be ourselves. May we have enough to honor each other and pray for the healing of Mother Earth. May we know love. The end. May we each begin and end the day with gratitude, as the author writes in the dedication, for the sacred dancing child in all of us. Please remain seated with hands over your hearts as we sing We Give Thanks, number 1010 in your teal hymnal, to sing our beloved children back to their families and out to class.
We give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
Our Share the Plate recipient for November is the Native American Indian Center of Central Ohio, or NACO. NACO is devoted to preserving and restoring balance in the lives of Native Americans through traditional, cultural, educational, family, community, and wellness-driven values and initiatives. NACO's central focus for several years has been a capital campaign, Land Back NACO, to buy land that will be a space in Ohio that the Native community can call their own. The exciting news is that NACO has finally reached their initial goal, and they are finally planning to purchase land in 2024. It is important to support NACO as First UU's physical location is built on land that was stolen from Native peoples. You may give by dropping a donation in the basket or by donating on our webpage. You can get there by scanning the QR code on your screen, and please be sure to select Share the Plate in the drop-down menu. Thank you for your generosity. Now we're going to hear a quick word from Tom Balliol.
Also, good morning. As Kelly said, I'm Tom Balliol. My pronouns are he, him. I am a 75-year-old, gray-haired white male wearing a sort of bluish tweed sport coat over an ecclesiastical purple turtleneck. In prior years, I would be up here telling you about all the things I received from being a member here at First UU. But today I want to share a different perspective. As noted, I'm a gray-haired, straight white guy, and as such, I am not a target of the culture wars that are raging across the country, as well as close to home here in Ohio. Others are not so fortunate. On the Wednesday evening following the election, the church held a vigil attended by about 70 people. A number of those present expressed how, with Donald Trump's victory, they no longer felt safe. Safe with the color of their skin, safe with their gender identity, or just being able to live out their authentic lives. It made me realize again the true purpose of this church. We are a safe place. We are a shelter amidst the raging culture wars. And who are we a safe place for? Lesbians, gays, and trans people, blacks, indigenous people, Asian Americans, and all people of color, the victims of anti-Semitism, atheists, progressives, people who ask questions and dare to speak truth to power, children as they explore their identities, and women. We are a bastion against the forces of hate and intolerance. As we consider the theme of gratitude, this is the role for which I am eternally grateful. And this is the role we must continue to play, one I will continue to support. Being a safe place for all requires your financial support more than ever. We need to fully support our staff so that they can be there for all who need them. Asking for your support is not like a public radio station's pledge campaign where $10 a month gets you a coffee mug. I'm asking you, as you are able, important caveat, to make a much larger commitment than that. And for our part, Deb and I are going to be doubling our pledge this year. Our principles of justice, equity, pluralism, and generosity, with love at the center, ask for no less. Thank you for listening.
We have some celebrations and concerns in our community to share with you this morning. Just a celebration, actually. On Saturday, November 9th at 11 a.m., here at First UU, Reverend Teresa and Reverend Kelly presided over the wedding of Jim Conlon and Susie Casey, now Conlon. Jim and Susie would like to thank all who attended, and a special thank you to Reverend Teresa, Reverend Kelly, Nathan Ham, Doug and Rose Rossiter, Dennis Rankin, Wolfgang Salazar, Deb Boyd, and Emma Merchant for all of their help. And now let us enter into a time of worship and prayer with these words from the UU devotional, Voices from the Margin. And this is entitled Harvest Time by Manish K. Mishra Marzetti. Let us ground ourselves in this season, ground ourselves in this time and space. Winter is near upon us. Our last task before it is the harvest. Seeds have yielded all manner of fruits, all manners of consequences. We enter this sacred space bringing our whole selves, the parts we like and the parts we do not. We come together, each with our own harvest, seeking here a word of comfort, an experience of beauty and inspiration to guide us. Let us ground ourselves in that purpose, ground ourselves in body and soul. Winter is near upon us. Sunlight gives way to night. The coldness grows closer. Gathering together, we seek warmth in one another's company. Seek the eternal light that permeates all. Whatever your harvest, whatever your pain or joy, you are here and welcome, and you will be held. Let the warmth flow to you and through you. Feel the healing strength of this community, know that you are not alone, that you have been found companions for the journey, grounded in the spirit of Thanksgiving.
Through the seasons, through the changes, please allow us to be calm. Through the torments and the struggles, may we find our strength in song. In the autumn, in the winter, in the summer, in the spring, may we see the beauty round us and allow our hearts to sing.
Our fathers and our me yearn for nothing more. Filled with laughter, filled with memories, reaching for the farther shore.
It was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. Our reading this morning is In Gatherings by Marta Valentine. In gatherings, we are stirred like the leaves of the fall season, rustling around sacred trees, tossed hither and yon until we come to rest together, quietly, softly. We come to gather strength from each other. We come to give strength to each other. We come to ask for strength from the Spirit of all that is and is not. When our hearts sing or when they frown, it is the way of compassion telling us to give. It is the way of peace telling us to share our gifts, for we are happiest and most powerful when love is made apparent in and through us. Spirit of the circle that is love, as we twirl in this dance that is life, we give thanks for reminding us each day of our task of ministering to each other with a searching glance, a safe touch, a generous smile, a thoughtful word. Thank you for reminding us that we are always building our beloved comunidad. Thank you for reminding us that through our covenant with you, we covenant with each other and are made whole. In gratitude, we celebrate with open hearts and minds. We discover who we are, separate from each other and within one another. In this circle that holds all life, may we ever work toward widening its boundaries until there are none. Amen. Please stay seated to sing our meditative hymn, number 1031, Filled with Loving Kindness. The words are located on the screen and in the teal hymnal.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be loving kindness. May I be well, may I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be whole. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be whole.
Confession to make. When Reverend Teresa and I were going through the worship calendar and choosing days that we would preach, I was excited and thrilled that I got to preach today on Gratitude Sunday. I thought, oh, this is going to be so easy. By the end of November, we're going to have so much to be thankful for, this sermon will practically write itself. Yeah, whoops. Well, when I sat in front of my computer bright and early Friday morning to start writing, I found myself at a loss for words. How could I possibly stand up here and talk about gratitude when so many of us are scared and hurting? When many of us are preparing for Thanksgiving with family who feel very different emotions from us right now? And worst of all, would I have to stand up here and pretend that I'm feeling a deep sense of gratitude when that probably isn't even in the top 10 emotions I'm experiencing right now? And then I realized the cruel lesson the universe was showing me. It's easy to talk about gratitude when things are going well, when the world feels full of possibility and promise, when you feel safe and at peace. But what happens when it feels like the image of our world that we knew was really a distorted image with a thick, foggy screen over it? Many of you know that it was about this time last year that I was returning from mental health leave. This congregation was unbelievably generous in giving me 2 months off to take care of my mental health after experiencing years of ministerial misconduct by our former minister. When I returned, I shared that it was time desperately needed and the immense amount of gratitude I had in being given that space. What I haven't shared before is that leading up to my taking leave, I had been in a depression so dark that my partner was starting to wonder if I would need to be admitted to the hospital. I didn't share the magnitude of where I was with anyone. The staff didn't know, the board didn't know, my own family didn't know. And I don't share this now as a means to make anyone feel any sense of guilt or shame over our past and what we've been through. I share this because it's my reality. And I know for a fact that it is the reality for too many of us right now, with the incredible uncertainty facing so many of us with marginalized identities. Over those 2 months I was away, I had a lot of therapy appointments, and I started off feeling really frustrated with my therapist when she kept bringing up this whole gratitude thing. What in the world did I have to feel grateful for? I felt my world was caving in around me, and I was slowly sinking into a dark pit, waiting for the dirt to start raining down on my head as the world worked to fill the hole. She finally convinced me to just try something and see if it would work. She encouraged me to, after using the restroom while washing my hands, look at myself in the mirror and state 3 things I was grateful for. And if that felt like too much, find 3 things I felt neutral about. I'll admit that when I first started, I felt a little silly. I couldn't come up with anything meaningful, and when I did think of something, it was usually something small like, I'm glad I have this lavender-scented hand soap, or I'm grateful for my nail polish collection. I could only come up with those things I could see in front of me or through my mirror. And I didn't feel a deep, overwhelming emotional reaction to these things. I did indeed feel neutral. This is what psychologists refer to as thought gratitude. Thought gratitude involves thinking about and mentally counting your blessings, even if you don't necessarily feel a strong emotional response. It's a more rational and intellectual form of gratitude, where you deliberately reflect on the things that you are grateful for. In the beginning, I didn't really hold much hope that this would do anything. After all, I thought you had to feel the emotion of gratitude to actually be grateful about something. But little by little, my observation of feeling neutral about my lavender hand soap turned into deeper things that did, in fact, have an emotional element to it. Very slowly, I realized that I was mentally acknowledging gratitude away from my bathroom mirror, noticing things around me that I had lost the ability to notice somewhere along the way. In his book, Gratitude Works, Professor of Psychology Robert Emmons shares what he has learned through his decades of researching gratitude from a lens of positive psychology. Emmons shares that there is a difference between feeling grateful and being grateful. He writes, "We don't have total control over our emotions. We cannot easily will ourselves to feel grateful, less depressed, or happy. Feelings follow from the way we look at the world, thoughts we have about the way things are, the way things should be, and the distance between these 2 points. But being grateful," Emmons continues, "is a choice, a prevailing attitude that endures and is relatively immune to the gains and losses that flow in and out of our lives." Now, while I personally feel the field of positive psychology, the study of life's positive qualities, has its many flaws, one being asking people to find gratitude in the suffering rather than focusing on removing the suffering, which we'll talk about more in a second, I do think that Emmons' research has something important to tell us. Oftentimes, when we look at where our lives are, we compare them to another timeline, a better timeline, where things worked out exactly as we wanted them to. Alternatively, Emmons encourages us to think about where we've been. By comparing our current situation with the unhappiest or most difficult period of our past lives, we inherently look at what we've overcome, how we've been through hell and come out the other side to this moment right now. So, for example, When I look at my life now to where I thought I would be, I tend to focus on the fact that my partner and I can't have children, even though I've always wanted nothing more than to experience pregnancy. Which then takes me down the rabbit hole of all the various places where I have struggled in my life, which never leads anywhere good. Instead, if I think back to what younger Kelly went through, moments that she didn't know if she would make it through, I look at my life now and I know that younger Kelly would be very proud of where we are today. But like everything in this world, gratitude also has a shadow side. It is a powerful tool of those in a position of privilege. In her article, Weaponized Gratitude is a Tool of Patriarchy, Becky Mollenkamp describes her experience with her first job. She explains that she was hired as one of 3 reporters at a small newspaper for an annual salary of $13,000 in a town where the median home price was $1.4 million. 3 weeks into this new job, the other reporters were fired, and she was told they were not being replaced and that she was now responsible for the work. Oh, and it would not come with a pay raise. When her boss couldn't care less about her concerns or what this meant, she quit on the spot. His response, "You should be grateful to have this job." In essence, you should feel grateful for getting anything at all. I firmly believe that gratitude is going to be turned into a weapon of oppression more forcefully in the next few years. Weaponized gratitude is a way to control others. Its goal is to make the person who's getting the short end of the stick feel badly for not being grateful that at least they're getting some stick. Disability advocates have consistently expressed frustration with the gratitude movement because it inevitably creates a binary of haves and have-nots at the expense of examining what it means that you have those things and someone else doesn't. Faith Day, in her article about gratitude, explains that what has happened in our society is that the world was created by those who have, which makes the world less accessible for others. She writes, "The more you exist in the margins, the more likely your body is policed and critiqued. In this sense, when our gratitude depends on what we have compared to what others do not, expressing gratitude becomes an exercise in constructing a social hierarchy and making yourself feel better when you are not the one at the bottom." So you may be sitting there thinking, okay, I'm confused. Am I supposed to express gratitude, or is expressing gratitude an act of the patriarchy and puts myself above others who don't have what I have? And this question was rising up within me as well as I was doing my research for this sermon. And like all things, I think the answer is it's complicated. But I think our Unitarian Universalist theology can help point us in the right direction. First is the importance of community. Take our first hymn, "For All That Is Our Life." First, it's written as a community song, not an individual song. It doesn't say, "For all that is my life, I sing my thanks and praise." It speaks of the collective we. It acknowledges that gratitude has a community element. You probably don't have what you have because of you and you alone. Gratitude becomes a tool of oppression when we only think that we, by ourselves, got us to where we are. Of course, we do have times when we need to express gratitude for ourselves. If getting out of bed is hard for you for whatever reason, be it disability, mental health, or something else, getting out of bed can be a major accomplishment to feel grateful for. It is when our focus on individualism in our gratitude prevents us from seeing the whole picture of why we may have something, that it ultimately becomes problematic. Second, Unitarian Universalists lift up the interconnected web of existence. A healthy practice of gratitude emphasizes the importance of acknowledging the contributions, experiences, and perspectives of others. In essence, building a bridge that connects individuals, fostering empathy and understanding. A healthy practice of gratitude can lead us to growing our sense of empathy and understanding with others, which is a critical part of working for justice. And finally, Unitarian Universalism and a practice of gratitude both emphasize the importance of recognizing and valuing the inherent worth and dignity of all. When gratitude focused inward turns harmful, is when it forgets this inherent worth and dignity, and instead is in the form of pity for others. In essence, saying, I'm grateful I'm not you. In contrast, constructive gratitude is when it no longer becomes about comparisons, and instead it is about your personal journey. For example, one commenter on an article I read said, instead of gratitude, try thinking about 3 things that made you feel good that day and why they happened. Gratitude by choice is a powerful tool we have at our disposals. It can help us turn our attentions when we're in the depths of despair, and it can help with our physical health, stress, and our self-esteem. And gratitude is a powerful anti-oppression tool when it is truly a choice. Mollenkamp argues, gratitude is wonderful and effective for creating positive feelings when it comes from a place that feels powerful, when it comes from a place that feels like a choice we want to make, not a directive being forced upon us. She reminds us that even when we choose gratitude, it does not have to mean resignation. You can simultaneously be grateful for what you have and build up a righteous anger that is directed toward systems or injustices that keep us from what we know is right and just. We can both be grateful for what we have and demand more. So friends, while we go into this holiday week that was created on the foundational idea of weaponized gratitude, as well as entering into a time of extreme uncertainty and fear, I invite us all to remember to practice a healthy form of gratitude that expresses a gratefulness for what we have and a righteous anger for the systems of oppression and prejudice that work so hard to tear us down and pit us against one another. Yes, I am grateful to have family that gathers together and can have a good time, and I can be filled with a holy anger that motivates me to fight like hell for some of those same family members, to see me and those I love as worthy of the same rights as them. We can be grateful to have this community of love and support and fully embody a fury that motivates us to do the hard, difficult work to ensure that everyone can have a safe, loving community and not live in constant fear for their lives. This is the work we are called to this holiday season and into the future. This is the work I know we can do, I know we must do. And I am grateful that I get to do it with all of you. Amen, and blessed be. Okay, stay standing. As we sing hymn number 126, which is a tune you will find quite familiar, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing. The words are located on the screen and in the gray hymnal.
Come, thou fount of every blessing, tune our hearts to sing thy praise. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. While the hope of life's perfection fills our hearts with joy and love, teach us ever to be faithful, may we still thy goodness prove. Come, thou fount of every vision, lift our eyes to what may come. See the lion and the young lamb dwell together in thy home. Hear the cries of war fall silent, feel our love glow like the sun. When we all serve one to another, then our heaven is begun. Come, thou fount of inspiration, turn our lives to higher ways. Lift our gloom and desperation, show the promise of this day. Help us find ourselves in union, help our hands tell of our love. With thine aid, O fount of justice, earth be fair as heaven above.
Our benediction is from Monica Cummings. Take time each day to remember you are a part of the interconnected web of life. Bless a stranger with a smile. Tell the people in your life how much they mean to you. And take a moment every day, beginning today, to give thanks for all that you have. May you have the strength, courage, and commitment to begin or continue the rewarding journey of self-understanding. May you have the wisdom to forgive yourselves, the grace to ask for forgiveness, and the compassion to forgive others. Blessings upon you, blessings upon me, blessings upon every living thing. Blessed be. And now let us extinguish our chalice together. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of vision. As we go forth, let us heal and transform ourselves and our world through reason and love.
Please. Is the mic on? Now it is. Good. The history of our church session is right here, not in the room 301 like it was last time. So get your coffee, come back, and talk to us, the archives team, about the history of this church. Thank you.